Now, for our first ukulele lesson, I figured it would be better to do it out here in the sunshine rather than a standard classroom setting, just because it seemed appropriate for the ukulele. So, today's just a basic overview. We're going to talk about the parts of the instrument, holding the instrument, and we're going to do a few things playing the instrument. We'll keep it short, keep it sweet, give you some things to work on. So, the first thing are the parts of the ukulele. The large part, or the largest part, is the body, and then this is the neck, and then up here's the head, or the headstock. So body, neck, and head. These, of course, are your tuners, because they tune your strings, and these are your strings. Where the strings meet the body is the bridge. So again, body, neck, head, tuners, strings, and the bridge. The little metal things running across the neck here are the frets. Okay, and we start counting by the fret that's closest to the head. So you've got kind of the big thick section here is which is the nut, but we'll kind of refer to that as fret 0. And then the frets proper start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, counting towards the body. The strings are numbered. They're note names, but they're also numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll start by referring to the strings by their number and not by their note names for a variety of reasons we can get into later. So, again, the body, the neck, the head, the tuners, strings, the bridge, fret number 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, counting towards the body, and string 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so holding the instrument, just like a guitar, it's got the curvy spot here. Generally, like with a guitar, that's used to lay over the top of one or the other leg, whichever one is most comfortable. You can certainly do that with ukulele. With a heavier instrument like a guitar, it would tend to, if you try to hold it up, tend to slide down into that position. Anyway, but with ukulele, it's very light, and so some people simply hold it up this way. Occasionally, I've seen them used with a strap, but very rarely. Most of the time, people simply hold them because they're a little easier to control while you're holding it. And that's pretty much all there is to holding it, other than the fact you want to be able to look down and see what you're playing. So if you've had, say, piano lessons or something of that nature where they're telling you not to look at your fingers, remember that it is totally permitted on stringed and fretted instruments, because you need to be able to see where you are, or it slows down the process. So, in holding it, you want to make sure it's tilted back just enough to be able to see it. Don't let it flop down this way so you're looking straight at it, because now it's harder to play. You got to reach under and whatnot. So the idea is to hold it in a manner that's comfortable and in control and allows you to see what you're doing. So, that as far as the parts and holding it is about all we're really going to deal with. I'm not going to use a pick today. Sometimes we will use a pick, the same thing with a pick in terms of holding. Just hold it out, however may be comfortable for you. I'm going to use fingers today. We'll work on picking things as well as strumming things and what have you. So, the first thing I want you to do, though, is just play each string 2 times, starting on string 1. Okay, let's try that again. Now, if you're using your fingers, you could use a thumb. And if you're using a pick, if you were holding a pick, your hand would either be moving in this direction or this direction. So you could be going down, which is referred to as a downstroke, or you can be hitting in an upwards direction, which is an upstroke. Okay. So now you've got downstrokes, you've got upstrokes, or if you're using your fingers, you can use a single finger or your thumb. You could also use additional fingers if you wanted to. Whatever's, again, easiest for now. We'll get into all of those options later. Okay, so Let's take a look at this hand real quick. Now when you're fretting a note, and that just means when you're doing things of that nature, or where you're holding these pretzel-like shapes that are chords, you still have to hold on certain strings at certain frets. So you're holding these different positions, and so we want to do a basic run through on how to do that. You don't want to be on the fret when you're doing that. You want to be right next to the fret. The nice thing with ukuleles is small enough space that you don't have to be too exacting if you just get it in between. So if I were to be on fret 1, I'm not going to be on it here in between 1 and 2. I'm approaching fret 1. So I'd be at 1, or if I were going to be at 2, I'd be here, or 3 and 4. So what I want to do with that is I want to try with each finger as well, so I get all my fingers involved. So fret number 1 on the first string. Also on this first string, I'm going to go to 2 with the second finger, 3 with the third finger, and 4 with the fourth finger. Okay, so now I've used all my fingers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and using those on the frets as well, all on string 1. So you can pause this for just a moment if you like, and just run through that a little bit to make sure you're getting each note ringing out just like you want it. I'm kind of rushing through this. Don't be in a hurry, because we're not looking for how quickly you can get through that. We're looking to make sure you're getting the note to ring, so we don't want any of those sort of things. We want nice, clear. Okay, so work on that a little bit, and then go to the next video once you've walked through that a bit.